how have I gotten money from open source? Number one was from the outreach program. Like I said earlier, they pay 7K USD. They pay 7K USD.
Oh, so it's just like Jama though. There's actually like money in open source. Maybe that's the first part that those people in the survey should understand. So there's nobody giving you anything. There's no trust fund, and what did they say? but yeah, like the way in open source that in my experience that I've made money, it's mostly to like people just like seeing the nice work that you've done. And that's one thing about being real with people, because you're meeting them virtually. So there's a lot of fake things online. But when they see like the real you, like, oh, you're just being genuine, not lying, you don't actually need to exaggerate some things. You just need to like show people like, okay, this is what I can do, this is who I am, these are the things I like. When people like positive, strong energy, when you like give off good vibe, it's just a nice thing, yeah. From the start, I would say there was a lot of just grinding. I didn't even know people could get sponsored from working. It felt like, when I heard it for the first time, it felt like crazy. Like maybe I just had this notion of the Nigerian way of making money, like you have to work hard and sweat. But but like it just felt like crazy. Like somebody could have just say, oh, you are doing this coding like out of your own will as best. And somebody's like, okay, because I'm benefiting from this, okay, take this. I getting like sponsorships for free. People just giving you GitHub sponsors on, or like maybe just randomly from just seeing your work. They just like go to your GitHub sponsors page. Yeah, eventually when GitHub sponsors started supporting Nigeria, so I got like 2 people or 3 like, oh yeah, nice work, take. It was just $5 or something, but it was like it's still like, I don't know, $5 earned from like people just noticing what you do is actually way more than maybe somebody gives you 100K. Like, okay, maybe you worked for it as a salary or something like that. Yeah.
When I got into open source, I never thought you could make money in any way. Like when people be like, I made $100 by closing an issue, I'm like, what? But I never made money that way. And as a Nigerian, sending money to us is a lot of work already. And GitHub at that time did not have or did not accept Nigerian cards by default. I tried and it was like, sorry, we don't accept this at this time. And then I don't remember what happened, but I saw some tweets about how they're able to link their card to GitHub sponsors. And I was like, oh, finally I can set up my page. So I went there, linked my card, it worked fine, set up my page. And I was like, should I just leave it here or should I tweet about it? So I tweeted about it, and first day, got a sponsor. Second day, got a sponsor. Third day, nothing. Fourth day, nothing. Fifth day, sponsor. And I was like, wow, this is good. And we're all like, oh, we love your project, we love what you're doing with open source, keep it up. And I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to keep it up. So I think that's the only financial gain I got from open source. And it was coming from me enabling the open source community with tools and resources, rather than me contributing to a company for $100.
When it comes to making money in open source, yes, it's very possible. Like, it works every time. I could tell you for free that there are different models that work. So, for example, the most common way, the most subtle, legal common way is actually when you build something very useful and you put it out there. You could actually put like a link to your buy me a cup of coffee link, this thing, your Patreon and all of that. You could do that, 1. 2, you could stream while you are building it on YouTube. And in that process, you're getting ad revenue, YouTube revenues. Then 3, if you make that contribution to, there are specific places you can actually do it to, and you get that monetary value. So I kind of see money as like a vehicle. It's just a transfer of value. So money might not be direct, like you finish, you push the code, you get approved, and then they pay you. No, sometimes it might be that you are, after pushing the code, there's something that comes afterwards that could result in money. For example, a job. So I use this model when I'm applying to jobs, but it's majorly in the Web3 space. I'm sorry if I have to like be biased towards that. So this is it. Most projects in the blockchain space, they're open source. So when somebody's hiring, what I do is, if I'm interested in this company, I start making contributions to their project, whichever part I think is nice to me. And then when I do that, I get noticed. And then when I make applications, in my cover letter, I specify, I open this PR. Multiple times, this has put me, they say the CV, your CV is like to put your foot in the door for them to see that you are there. Yeah. This one does it even better than a CV. So that's one. And then 2, there are times where you just consistently make open source contributions, and then you get noticed. If you get into the community where those people are, maybe on Discord or something, it has actually happened to me. I think I should just so from my experience, there's this place where I'm currently I just finished interviewing with them. We are talking, we'll be having the final call on Wednesday. So what happened was, they are a DAO on blockchain. So I made a contribution to them out of, I want to get better at Rust. I want to put it into practical use. So after making that first contribution, I didn't know the person I was on call with reviewing the PR I opened was the founder of I don't know if it's a company I should call it now, Juno. He's the founder of Juno. His name is Jake Hartnell. So after the call, I didn't even know it was him. So I just ignored everything. He followed me on Twitter. I followed him back. And then that was where I saw that, this person is the one that created Juno. It's like them. So after making the contribution, it was approved. He asked me to join his society, his community on Discord. I joined, and I made Reese, and Reese just recommended me for a job somewhere else, not even with them, somewhere else. And then I applied, and then I did the first interview, the technical interview. I passed everything, and so that's how I see open source. It's not just going to be something that you directly make money from. Yeah, you might, but sometimes it could be indirectly. It could take a while. So I also have this friend that's also he just made contributions, and that's just it. So during the contributions, you're expected to put you connect your wallet to deploy a contract, and then you are done. So it's a GitHub repository that has stars, a lot of stars, 100 and something stars. So I really do envy him for that. So while he was doing and finishing everything, he got to find out that he actually had eligibility for some amount of money in a particular project that was not related to what he did. So just like that, he made around $3,600. So it's nice. I got my share because I was the one that sent him the link to confirm everything. So yeah, that's how I see open source. So yes, there's money in it, and it's not a waste of time.
Yes. So I've been able to make money for myself through contributing to open source software. Through, for example, Google Student of Docs. In Google Student of Docs, they fund open source companies between $5,000 to $15,000, and depending. So most companies, they tell Google how much they want, while most companies you can actually tell them how much you want. For example, I currently work with Wikimedia Foundation, and they asked us how much we were charging. So I give them a price range. So you can say between 5,000 to 15, depending on how complicated the job is. So I'll say yes, that is that. Then I also participated in Linux Foundation, and they provide a stipend of $3,000. It's not, you can actually pick. For Nigerians, it's just $3,000. And they fund you twice. Same with Google Student of Docs too. They pay you 40%. Google Student of Docs, they pay you 40%. Then when you're done with the project, they pay you 60%. While in Linux Foundation, they pay you half, 50%, when you begin, and 50% when you're done. So yeah.
Everybody knows that GSOC pays. What I mean, okay. Yeah, so yes, open source, like especially for programs that are conducted like maybe MLH, Wisdom of Code, Outreach, LFX. I can't think of any other one again. Most of those ones are the way GSOC works is now that they will tell organizations to submit their projects. And maybe contributors would work on it, and then Google will pay me. You get GSOC pays, and so I'm benefiting. The organization is benefiting because the organization, they will do project that, like, imagine getting free people to work on your project. So it's just cool. Like, some of them will even do stuff that, like, as when they had to employ somebody to work on it, they know how much they will pay, get all those kind of things. Sometimes it's not even all the stuff that the person does that the organization may end up incorporating, but most times they incorporate it. I think I saw someone that participated in this year that worked with Chromium, and the person has already done a feature on Chrome that will allow you to maybe cite something, your tabs or stuff like that, and like person worked on Chrome directly. So it's just crazy. So now Google pays contributors and they pay according to country. That's something that annoyed me like mad in GSOC, because they pay according to your country PPA rating. I've forgotten the full meaning of PPA. So Nigeria, that we are poor, if you do small projects, they'll pay you $1,500. If you work on a large project, they pay you $3,000. So this year they introduced, it used to be 2 projects. Now they introduced a new way. So now they have small, medium, and large. Small is $900, medium 1,500, large is 3,000. Last year I did a small project and they paid me $1,500. So they pay in 2 batches. They'll pay 40% first and 60% later. This year I did a large project and they paid me $3,000. They'll pay you 40% first and then 60% later. So that is how they pay in GSOC. But if you're in another country, if a country like maybe the US and some countries, small project is $3,000. Now you see my annoyance. So if I was in another country last year that collected $3,000 instead of 1,500, and large project is $6,000. Some countries don't collect $6,600. So like, just based on the country that you have. So they pay you based on the country that you have.
I got some money from open source. Number one was from the Outreach program. Like I said earlier, they pay $7,000 USD. They pay $7,000 USD on completion of the program. So if you don't complete it, they won't pay you the $7,000. But if you complete it, they pay you $7,000. They pay you $3,000 after the first 2 months. Yeah. Then the last month, it's just for 3 months. Then the last month, if you complete it, they pay you the remaining $4,000 USD. So another way I've made money from open source is because I did outreach program, and the organization I contributed to, that project I contributed to is Wikimedia's foundation project, Wikimedia Foundation project. So because I have that experience with Wikimedia Foundation, so most of my friends that kind of know that I did this, anytime they're having this challenge at work that has to do with Wikimedia Foundation, they just reach out to me and be like, babe, Shay said you did this stuff with Wikimedia Foundation. I'm having this issue at work. They want us to like publish an article, push it to Wikipedia, this and that. So they just reach out, and I'm like, nothing is free in Nigeria. You know how it is now. So they're like, okay, we'll give you this and that. So I've made money also through that avenue also.
But initially it was a lot of just grinding and grinding. There was a point when I had issues with my laptop. Then I was in like an HP laptop. I spoke to agent about it. I was already working, like doing one Nigerian job like that. We're building like streaming services for MTN. But like and then I told him I raised some funds for myself from like saving that I wanted to like buy one laptop like that. I think it was 2018 MacBook Pro. So it was not like nah, you should like get like one of those M chips or something. So it's not like so he just like give me some tips here, and then he told me to make a video. I was like, no, I don't want to make it look like begging in public. So like, like it's cool. So then I worked on it together. And we tweeted the video. He tweeted the video like this night, and then the next day I saw like and people started donating. Like I put a like buy me a coffee link. People started donating. In like 2 hours I saw like $300. I slept, woke up, I saw like $3,000 already on the buy me a coffee. I was shocked. I wanted to run mad. So I was like this is crazy. Like I didn't expect to see that kind of stuff. But then people were like, I just saw like the good words people were putting on buy me a coffee. Were like, keep up the good work. It was like very positive and good. I was like, wait, is this all for me? I was just shocked.
Money in open source. So if you're targeting open source programs, they are like stipends, fixed stipends. So if you're going for GSOC pays you $1,500 for medium projects, pays you I think 3,000 as a Nigerian for for a harder project. So for MLH pays location based also. For Nigerians, they pay $900. So they pay midway into the program and finally after the program. So there's actually money in open source, but that can also it will be better if you don't look at the money aspect, but there's definitely a lot of people are making a lot of money in open source, and you can get spotted in like when you contribute to projects.
Okay, the GitHub Student Developer Pack is like it encompasses of different tools for developers to make their work easier and faster. I know. For me, my favorite tool, the one I use mostly is the Copilot, but like anytime I use like every day, I see it every day because it's connected to my VS Code. But for me, I think I use the front-end mentor 6-month scholarship. Is it scholarship? Like this 6-month access, yes. So I used that when I was trying to improve my design skills. So I took CSS course from the from front-end mentor, and it was actually it was different from other courses, like the way the lady, because the course I took was taken by a lady, so it was different from other courses. I liked it, and the fact that I was able to access that because of I had this GitHub Student Developer Pack. And apart from that, there are like different other tools. There are different other tools there that are good. I use Notion too. And Notion is part of the pack. But I think my favorite will still be the course that I was able to take from the front-end mentor.
So I couldn't use the GitHub Developer Pack because I was in my final year. When I learned about it, I started as a network engineer. I was mostly doing Cisco related stuff, before I moved towards open source. But I wish I had it because it has a lot of like advantages. The educative, for learning, and GitHub Copilot. It's amazing. Like I can't imagine as a student, trying to afford to pay for GitHub Copilot, when you can actually just use the GitHub, developer pack and all that. So I wish I had it during my time. So I think it's an amazing, offer.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it. I think when I knew about it, like my final year already. And I think my school ID card was not working for it. So I was like, whatever, I don't need it anyways. So I just left it.
Oh yeah, so the GitHub Student Developer Pack is actually super useful. I signed up like in 2022, and it's been like really great. Yeah, you get like the pro badge on GitHub to look professional. But like I've been using StreamYard on it actually till now, for free, like from the GitHub Student Developer Pack. I use like streams like LinkedIn. Most of my streams that I've had with so many cool people, I maybe brought some people on my streams, and it's all been from there. With like Airtel's bad network or something, still get down, but like you were still streaming anyways. But yeah, so I think that's the one I used like the most from the pack. There are so many cool things there, like educative.io. Maybe you want to like learn a concept or something, maybe DSA or something like that, or system design. Yeah, I think there's a lot of cool things that I know of, but I use StreamYard from it a lot. Yeah.
Like my favorite is GitHub Copilot, obviously. So yeah. Then I think there was a time Data Camp was part of the pack, so I use Data Camp a lot. Then there was now Canva Pro is no more there, but Canva Pro was, yeah. So then some of I think Heroku used to be there. I used Heroku, and yeah, those are like the ones I used. But top on the list is GitHub Copilot. Yeah.
So yes, I've used the pack, and that was like I think 2 years ago. And like I said earlier, I was kind of still a beginner then, so like I didn't really grab it that is opportunity, that a lot of opportunities, a lot of things you can benefit from it. So I wouldn't say I was too late, but I was quite late because I think it was almost towards the expiration period. That was when I realized that there is this benefits for you to like use their learning resource there. So I think it was, is it Udacity or Educative IO? Yeah, educative. Yeah, educative. I think one of the two to learn web development. I kind of like touched on that. I used that particular pack. I used that particular pack for.
Yes, I have, and I have been using it for years now. I don't think student emails do expire here in Nigeria, so I love JetBrains. It makes my life so easy. Yeah, that's my favorite.
The GitHub Campus Expert is part of GitHub Education. GitHub trying to help leaders, student leaders who already have impact in their community to have more impact in their community. And I joined last year. I joined their training August. They have 2 badges, so either you enter February in the beginning of the year or August, mid of the year. So I joined the August 2023 badge, and I'm currently in my training phase, and we go through training. They ask us different questions on how we're going to build our community and make more impact to our community. And if not because of the Student Developer Pack, so one of the two in the Student Developer Pack is the GitHub Campus Experts. You're going to see there, like there are a lot of tools. So you're going to see the GitHub Student Campus Experts. So you have to have the Student Developer Pack, then you get access to become a GitHub Campus Expert. So it's an application process. You apply and they select some student leaders.
Hi, my name is Rotimi Best. I'm a senior software engineer and I am founder of Classroom.io. I've been working on Classroom.io for a very long time now, going to 5 years right now. Basically, what is Classroom.io? Classroom.io is an open source learning management system. It allows bootcamps, training organizations to launch trainings in a matter of minutes. So they have students, they can run courses, bootcamps, live classes, all within one dashboard. So I had the idea about 5 to 6 years ago while I was running a bootcamp in my former company. And at the time, we were teaching React.js to junior developers. And we were like, that time I was still a mid-level senior dev. Sorry. At that time, I was still a mid-level developer, and the company at the time wanted to bring in new developers that only knew HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then teach them React.js. So middle developers, senior developers were brought together to create a kind of curriculum, and they would train them, and they would hire the best of them, right? So yeah, we started the bootcamp. We ran the first cohort. We ran the second cohort. It was amazing until the third cohort, all of us were burnt out, right? And after I looked into it, I realized that all of us were burnt out because we were doing a lot of things. We were doing grading in Google spreadsheets. We had assignments in GitHub. We had Google Slides. We had Google Sheets for attendance. We had Google Docs for the materials, we had Telegram for the chat, and it was all these tools that we're having to manage while still working full time. It was a lot of work. So in the third cohort, all of us were burnt out, none of us wanted to do it. And then I started looking out for softwares that could make our lives easier at the time. And I really couldn't find anyone. So Google Classroom was there at the time and many other tools, but many of them did not allow organizations to kind of customize the training experience. This was where I started thinking about building my own, right? Or the one that we would use in the company. So I would spend my evenings, nights just coding it. And so since then, I've been doing it on the side, really nothing. But I've been closed source, fully closed source, until last year, October, around this time, where I applied to a program called Codacy. And Codacy was this program where so it's called Codacy Pioneers, the company is Codacy, and they were looking for open source developers that they would support financially, and they would give them some training and mentorship, and then give them access to their tools, their toolings, right? And I was like, I saw the program, and they were going to give $500 every month, and I was like, wait, I think I would like this money. Apart from that, though, but like the fact that we would have mentors like Evan Yu, the founder of Vue.js, we would have the founder of Prisma, we would have Ruth Ikega, that everyone knows, amazing Ruth. These were some of the things that I saw, and I was like super excited. But my project was closed source, and I remember filling in the form and saying I would open source this project if I get into this program. And I kept thinking about it every day. And finally I got the email. It felt like forever. But I got the email, I was accepted into the program, and I was blown away. Immediately I open sourced the project. So that was the beginning of the open source version of Classroom. Before it had been closed source. But then, thanks to Codacy, I was able to open source the program, the software. Right now, we have over 500 stars on GitHub. I'm super grateful to everyone that's been supporting this journey. Yeah, that's how Classroom became open source.